Hello everyone, my name is Little Guy, and this is an awesome Eastern Hercules beetle that I'm going to be preserving in resin. I just pulled this guy out of a container that I put in the fridge with a wet paper towel to help soften his legs up, and now it's time to position the legs and super glue the joints. This guy's legs were super stiff, so I was extremely careful not to break his legs, although I did have a couple close calls. Luckily that was just a pop like you're cracking a knuckle, and the leg remained attached. So I glued up the joints and threw him back in the fridge while I waited for him to dry. Unfortunately, the bug came with a broken leg, so I made a prosthetic leg using a wire and some black paint that I poured in my sister's hand. Now it's time to create a makeshift mold to put him in. I attached the bug to some wire hanging off of a bamboo skewer to ensure that the bug's legs wouldn't be touching the bottom of the mold. Then I mixed my resin and poured just enough to reach his feet. I let that layer of resin dry for just a couple of hours before pouring the second layer, and that's when everything went wrong. Apparently, I didn't give the first layer enough time to dry because the bug started rising. I frantically tried to save the project, and I ended up with this mess of a solution. Sadly, this method left a mark on the top of the beetle that I can't fix. This is a part of the process that I struggle to figure out, because although my beetle floated in my resin, it was still cured enough to leave a subtle layer line that you'll be able to see later. After the resin dried, I cracked the beetle out of the makeshift mold. I used knives to cut the edges and a chisel to pop it out. I carved the edges down with a knife, and then I cut the bug to shape with a table saw.
Hot. Smells horrible. Yeah.
I decided to start sanding using a grinder to speed up the process. Just like normal, I'm switching sanding directions every time I switch to grit. I'll repeat that process until I make my way up to 3000 grit sandpaper, applying water to sandpaper as necessary. Once I can't see the sandpaper lines anymore, I finish the project with polish.